Oh, it's so boring today. What should we do?
Well, I heard FSM is going to be at the Taste of Chicago today.
Wanna go?
I think we should.
Okay. What you gonna wear today?
I don't know, girl. Something cute.
Today, FSM News on the Road is reporting from the Taste of Chicago, where we'll be talking about all things food.
I love food so much. What about you, Brittany?
Yeah, I'm actually daydreaming about what I'm gonna eat for the dinner tonight.
Okay, snap out of it. We had a show to do.
Hello and welcome to FSM News on the Road. I'm Brittany Martin.
And I'm Yasmin Scott.
Today we'll be discussing all the good and some bad about food.
Yeah, this is actually my first time at Chicago.
I bet you're excited because I was my first time coming.
Yeah, what do you think I should get while I'm here?
If you ask me, I'll say everything.
Well, I think we should ask Markesia Ship so I can make my decision.
This is the 36th year of the Taste of Chicago. Let's see what makes it so popular each time it returns.
We've attended for 14 years, attended Taste of Chicago for 14 years. We keep coming back for all the different types of food.
What I think that attract people to the Taste of Chicago is a mix of multicultural people and different foods that we don't often try on the regular, you know what I'm saying? We get to experience a different culture, different food and everything like that. So that brings me back.
What attracts people the most to the taste?
The variety. I've been coming here since I was really small, so that's always great to come back.
So this is my first time at the Taste, and a friend of mine suggested Lawrence's, and it didn't disappoint.
I think we go to favorite restaurant. We go to La Bomba because they have that Jibarito sandwich.
Favorite restaurant here, what was it, Giordano's Pizza? That was my favorite I had so far.
Speaking of food, there has been 17 new restaurants added here, including Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp and Ukai's Japanese restaurant. Let's see what individuals have to say about this.
First time eating at Lawrence's. It was really good. I had the shrimp, and it was really good. I think that they were like fried prawns because they were very jumbo and juicy.
It is the first time at this station because they have tempura and nobody else has the tempura, and it's very good.
Next, we stopped by Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp to talk to the manager about what brought them to the Taste this year. Let's see what she had to say about the restaurant and the food being sold there.
What attracted us to the Taste this year, we were at the Taste a couple of years ago. We expanded our stores. We have 2 new stores. We have one in Westchester and one that's out on 87 in Canal. We finally got one out on the south side. Everybody wanted a store on the south side, so that's why we came back to the Taste to expand our store and let people know that if they stay further out in the suburbs that they can come and either to the south side or they can go to the Westchester store.
Furthermore into the Taste, I got another privilege to talk to the owner of Ukai's Japanese restaurant. Let's see what he has to say.
Actually, we apply every many years and we get picked this year. So we're so excited to be here.
No matter if there are new restaurants and fan favorites each year, the Taste is a combination of different people and food venues.
What I think brings people to the Taste is the variety of food, the different cultures, because usually food is culture. Most people, their food is their culture. So I think that's what brings people here. I enjoy African food the most because, again, that's what I grew up eating. And it's just a unique taste, flavors. They mix everything. It looks weird, but it tastes really good. And also, I think it's healthy.
Reporting from FSM News, I'm Markesia Ship. See you next year.
I actually really want some barbecue right now.
Yasmin, you should be eating a little healthier.
Yeah, but I don't want to.
Well, maybe after hearing from Kyla Beasley, you'll reconsider your choices.
Maybe.
Although healthy eating has been much more widely advocated for than in past times, there are so many people that make unconscious decisions about their foods they eat. We asked anonymous people how do they make their personal food choices.
My eating habits are fairly healthy, so I pretty much eat a plant-based diet. So I eat a lot of vegetables and beans and grains with very limited meat in my diet.
Oh, my eating habits are, I'll say decent because I make a smoothie every morning, but I don't eat healthy at dinner, but I have green food on my plate. So.
Try to eat as healthy as we can. Lately I've been eating more salads than before, so I think that's good.
Eating healthier foods does contribute to your well-being and more Basically, you know, like what you put in your body is what comes out of your body. So if you have like a poor diet of eating a lot of sugar and greasy foods, you might have, you know, acne or things like that. So yeah, I definitely do believe that.
Studies show that people aren't the ones who are necessarily in charge of their food eating decisions. It's basically their income and financial being that determines what they can and cannot eat.
I do feel like unhealthier food is less expensive than healthier foods because it's, I don't like,
because it's not natural. And
yeah, it's not natural, and it can't, like, it doesn't help our bodies like natural, like healthy foods do.
No, I definitely don't think that if you could find fruits and vegetables that are local, they can cost just as less as fast food. It just depends on where you get your food from.
People who don't have a lot of money, they tend to spend their money on food that don't cost as much, and healthy food costs like, I don't know, for some lettuce, I don't know, like $5. Like I'm not gonna do that.
I do think there are healthier places that will sell healthier food at a reasonable price. You just have to look for them. They aren't, you know, they aren't as popular as the fast food places that are cheaper, but you just have to look around for them.
I feel like there could be more places that sell food for a reasonable price. Definitely, I know like Mariano's is like healthy food, but the prices are kind of high.
From what we've learned today, it's apparent that there are numerous of things that play into what causes people to decide what they intake food-wise.
I think that people can be encouraged to a more healthier diet just by just seeing different things in the media of healthier eating.
Reporter from FSM News, I'm Kyla Beasley.
Hey Yasmin, did you know food actually does have a good way of bringing people together?
Yes, I actually heard the Taste of Chicago was the best place for that.
Well, here's Rochelle Bordy with more on the story.
Today we have seen firsthand that food brings upon community. People unite to have fun, eat, and just bring good vibes.
I think some things that bring the community together, like with food, is that a lot of people like food, and like when we spend time with each other, a lot of people like to eat together. So I feel like things like the Taste of Chicago and stuff really brings people and like their interests as far as like the foods that they like together.
I think people just truly enjoy food and cooking, and people like to cook together.
You know, some people eat slow, some people eat fast, but no matter how long it takes you to eat, you can always have good conversation, and through conversation you get to discover more about the person you're talking to, about your neighbors, about everybody in your community.
Well, everybody likes food, and you know, it's a pretty easy thing to kind of venture out and try something new. It's not too exotic, so I think it's kind of it's easy for people to explore different kinds of food. You know, it's a good draw.
How do you bring people together without food being involved? Free drinks?
Bringing people together without food being involved. That's a tough one because we're selling food here.
I feel like my friend said, food is a very big draw, but I think art, music, things where a lot of people are interested in, you know, kind of like a common thing could bring people together for sure.
The Taste of Chicago gives people the chance to try foods that they may have never known about or even liked.
You can't go wrong with chicken. And we make some amazing jerk chicken. Usually when I'm going to a gathering, I always bring some meat. You can never go wrong with meat.
I usually try and bring something on the healthier side because most people don't. Most people show up with desserts, right? Yeah. It's like you've got all these desserts and somebody forgot the salad or, yeah.
I typically like Indian food. As far as food that I usually eat, but I don't usually see at the Taste. I like Indian food, but you don't really see a lot of Indian food at the Taste, so that's probably one that I can say.
I really like Thai food. I haven't had Thai food here yet. I would say that's probably the biggest one.
And I do like soul food, and you don't really have too many soul food restaurants at the Taste.
I think we got everybody here.
Everybody. That's the beautiful thing about the Taste. It brings everybody, people that might never go to like a different neighborhood to go eat, maybe because they're scared of the neighborhood or that's not where they're from. But when those restaurants come to the Taste, they have no reason to not to eat the food.
I would say that there's a big cultural difference here. There's a lot of different types of people here, so.
The event itself doesn't really bring together community. Community has to be willing to come together, but the events create a space for communities to come together.
Yeah, I think that like situations like this where you have like big gatherings and stuff where they bring a lot of different types of cultures of food together, I think it really brings everybody together to try different stuff.
Shout out to Free Spirit Media. You guys are awesome.
Reporting from FSM News, I am Rochelle Borden.
So Brittany, since I've never been to the Taste before, is there any tips that you could give me while I'm here?
Well, there isn't any I can think of off the top of my head, but here's FSM crew doing do's and don'ts on the Taste of Chicago.
The Taste of Chicago is an event that is attended by roughly 1.4 million people. They all meet in one area under the hot sun to try Chicago's best food. Here are some do's and don'ts when attending the Taste. 1. Don't be disrespectful when you find the food unpleasing. 2. Do stay hydrated. You wouldn't want to faint because of dehydration.
'Somebody got some water?
3. Don't wear a lot of clothing. It gets pretty hot outside. 'These have been your Taste do's and don'ts. Follow them if you want to have a good time and enjoy yourself at the Taste of Chicago.
Yasmin, I hope that helped.
Yeah, it did. But now I want to know what food venue you've been here the longest.
Now that I think about it, that's a very good question. Here's Desiree Williams with more on the story.
Did you know that Eli's Cheesecake was one of the first restaurants at the Taste that is still open today? Eli's Cheesecake is a cheesecake company located on 6701 West Forest Preserve Drive. Eli's original plain cheesecake, which has been called Chicago's most famous dessert, is made of cream cheese, sour cream, eggs, sugar, and vanilla, and a buttered shortbread cookie crust. Eli's Cheesecake made its first debut at the first Taste of Chicago in 1980 on the Magnificent Mile. People proclaim this is to be the best cheesecake in the city and is a great choice for its cheap price.
Well, we sure did learn a lot today about Taste of Chicago and how it brings people together.
Yeah, we sure did, Yasmin. Well, that's our show for today. Viewers can check us out on channels 19 and 27. They can also find us on ABC7, Chicago's website, in the community section.
We can also be found on Facebook. Just search FSM News, as well as Instagram and Twitter.
In 3, 2, 1, that's a wrap. Today, FSM News is reporting from the Taste of Chicago. Today, FSM News is I messed up. This sun is hurting my eyes.
Well, we sure did learn today. We sure did learn a lot today about the Taste of Chicago. Alright, okay.
In 3, 2, I keep saying 2.
You know it's not connected. Oh, you should have that on.
The river by the ocean.
My name is Perrion Reed, and I'm a hot dog man.
You gotta catch me!
Free Spirit Media cultivates diverse youth voices to transform media and society.